Hi children, chapter lesson 1 life processes. In this chapter you have already studied about the topic nutrition and respiration. Now we are moving to the third topic of the chapter is transportation of substances. As you know the meaning of transportation. Transportation means carrying of object from one place to another. Like it happens in both in plant cell also, not cell, in plant as well as in animal. See how the plants absorb water from the soil and how the human being from the blood gets the food to the cells of the body or the metabolic waste back to the blood, and then it comes out in from our body. Transportation of substances. This topic we will study under two headings, like transportation of substances in animals as well as transportation of substances in plants. First, we will take the transportation of substances in animals. Right. So here, I'm not taking all the animals. I'm taking the most complex animal for the studies. Transportation of substances in human. Here I have choose human. Reason, human body has well developed circulatory system, right? So here we have taken this. If to study the transportation in human, we take three topics. The one is heart, second blood vessels, and the third is blood. One by one children, we have to see these topics. है ना? In case of heart, you know कि we have four-chambered heart. Four-chambered heart. If you want to know, so you know that कि the heart means in case of fishes you have studied कि they have two-chambered heart, then three-chambered, then the four-chambered heart has developed. Here, four-chambered heart means the heart is divided into first two part. The first two part is auricular and ventricular. Then this heart is divided into left auricular or left atrium, right atrium, then left ventricle and right ventricle. When we talk about blood vessels, so blood vessels are basically, see, three kinds are there. One which carries the blood away from the heart, they are called artery. One which carry the blood in the heart, vein, and one which is minute, very permeable, and it used to be thin than in comparison to this two. Let's say blood is the river of our body. Like a river is called the lifeline of any country. Same way, blood is the lifeline of our body. As it carries digested food, it carries oxygen, carbon dioxide, metabolic waste like nitrogenous waste. It also carries hormones, right, from one place to another for the triggering of another organs to work properly. And overall, it distributes heat of the body. So blood have lots of function, and that is why it is called, because it carries the substance from one place to another. That is why it is called lifeline of our body. First topic is heart. I told you that our heart is divided into four chambers. Okay? As I told you, the first upper part are called auricles and the lower parts are called ventricles. Here, this is your right auricles and this is your left auricles. Whereas this is your right ventricles and this is your left ventricles. auricles and ventricles, like if we say, so auricles, spelling I'm writing for you as L upon ventricles to understand by you. It is also known as atrium. When you will refer many books, so you will get it as atrium or atria. So auricles and ventricles, right and left, overall, first chamber, second, third, fourth. The heart is divided. Now, we talk about, means here you have to understand that in each of the compartment is having one opening. This opening is important as they have definite or particular function to perform. Right? Every opening have semi-lunar shape or C-shape valves are present which used to open when the requirement is there. Here I'm labeling, so this is the opening of superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. See children, our body's blood used to carry in the heart through the veins. है ना? Veins carries deoxygenated blood to our body. This you have studied since a childhood. And arteries carries our blood, oxygenated blood always. You have studied. But here slight change I want to make. First, veins carries blood to your heart. It's right, definitely right. But the veins, minute veins unite together in the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Now what do you mean by superior? So when you will see the structure from the book. See, superior and inferior term has come. Reason, the blood carries, which comes from the skull area. You know, the veins part, the vena cava's part, which carries the blood of the skull and upper body portion to the heart, that is called superior vena cava. And from the lower part of the body, when the blood comes, then it is called inferior vena cava. So here, this opening carries the deoxygenated blood. I am telling you that blood is rich with the carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood, and it comes to the right auricle. When right auricle fills with the blood, so it opens slightly. This valve is called tricuspid valve. And this valve is called bicuspid valve. Here, when this chamber gets filled with the blood, this valve opens and allow the blood to move to the next compartment, which is your right ventricle. When blood comes in right ventricle, then see, auricular and ventricular. The walls of auricular is little thinner in comparison to the ventricle. Reason, ventricles have to perform the pumping part, right? So when ventricle receives the blood, it starts to pump, and while pumping, when the compartment gets shrunk, the blood used to flow in the possible openings. This valve is closed, so where it used to go, it moves to this valve, this opening, and this opening is your pulmonary artery. Children, pulmonary terms whenever comes, so it always comes for lungs, right? So the artery which carries the blood away from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation. So, four-chambered heart, openings 4, and each openings are covered by 2 flap cartilaginous rings, valves. This is the opening of vena cava, which brings the blood in the heart for the oxygenation. I told you that this is the chamber which receives deoxygenated blood. That's why I have written carbon dioxide. Here, then blood moves to the next chamber. I'm missing my colorful markers. Otherwise, I can show you here. Okay, the blood comes from this chamber to this in this chamber, And then ventricles have nature to shrink to systole diastole movement you have studied. Ventricle used to shrink, used to contract, so that the blood volume used to start to migrate in the possible openings, because this valve is closed, this will not open now. To reason it, the valves are basically present in the heart to check the backflow of the blood, right? So here, once the compartment gets filled with the blood, so this valve used to get closed. Reason it doesn't allow the blood to move back to the next, the previous chamber. So this is closed. There is the contraction. Now what? The blood used to migrate in this opening. This is the opening of pulmonary artery. I told you pulmonary means the terms related to the lungs. The vessels name which carries the blood in the lungs. Here, artery and carrying deoxygenated blood, as carbon dioxide rich blood has entered in this also. But artery, again, deoxygenated blood. That's why I told you that you will change your concept today. Okay, arteries do not carry the deoxygenated blood. Arteries do not carry only oxygenated blood. Reason, this in the heart, this is the pulmonary artery, and it is carrying the deoxygenated blood, and it carries the blood to the lungs. See, from the heart, the blood reaches to the lungs so that the lungs can diffuse the oxygen in the blood, and then the lungs pass the blood to the heart, and then heart pass the blood from the blood to all the body parts. Here, this pulmonary artery carries the blood from the heart to the lungs. I told you, from the heart to the lungs. Now, in the lungs, the process of diffusion occurs. Alveoli are the air sacs which are present in the lungs, as I told you in the respiration topic. And these alveoli diffuse the carbon dioxide from the blood and rich the blood with the oxygen. Afterwards, the blood, when it becomes oxygenated, comes back to the heart. And when it comes back to the heart, so it comes through the pulmonary vein. Means the blood from the lungs entered into the left auricle through the pulmonary vein, and now this time the blood is oxygenated, right? Oxygenated blood enters in the next chamber. This is your left ventricular chamber, and in this chamber, when it comes, then again this is the most pumping part of the blood, most active part of the heart. Sorry, I took the blood term. Most active part of the heart, it pumps the blood through the outer and different arteries, right? And from the arteries, the blood goes to the other body parts. Hey, children, I know you are finding it very complex. So through the flow chart, you will get it easy to understand. See, I told you the veins carries the blood from the different parts of the body and pour it into. It carries the blood to vena cava. Vena cava carries the blood to the first chamber. This is your right auricle. From the right auricle, the blood moves to the right ventricle by crossing the tricuspid wall. And from right ventricle, the blood moves to the lungs through the pulmonary artery. So I am writing here pulmonary artery, which carries the blood to the lungs, the next main organ for this process. From the lungs, the gaseous exchange occurs and blood goes to it comes back to the heart in the left atrium through the pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein carries the blood back to the heart in the chamber left atrium. From left atrium, the blood comes to the left ventricle, and ventricle, aorta distribute the blood to the various arteries of our body. And this arteries now receives the oxygenated blood and carries it to the various parts. Here you have seen about the structure of heart, each part of the heart, how it functions and how the blood flow in our heart. Want to tell you one thing. Here in the heart, blood enters two times. Once it enters in the right auricle, after that it enters in the left auricle. For completing one cardiac cycle, the blood enters in the heart two times. That is why we say that we have double circulatory system, or we taught you about the heart. I have taught you about the blood before heart topic, and now the third topic of this transportation in human is the blood vessels. Children, see, blood flows in closed vessels in our body, and these blood vessels are of three types on the basis of their function: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Veins mostly, I'm not saying that it always carry deoxygenated blood. Mostly it carries deoxygenated blood, but exception case is your pulmonary vein. Right? Veins have valves present in them. Reason to check the backflow of the blood, veins have valves present in them so that it do not allow the backflow of the blood. And veins have veins have wider lumen. Wider lumen means, as I told you, lumen means whenever you see any tube, the cavity inside is called lumen. So veins have wider lumen and their walls are wider lumen, and their walls used to be thinner in comparison to the arteries. Wider, so walls are thinner, right? Reason I will tell you when I teach you arteries. Then I'll tell you why is this so. When we see arteries, so in arteries, mostly arteries carry oxygenated blood, and exception cases pulmonary artery. Then no valves are present in them. I'm not writing valves. Wider lumen, no. Narrower lumen. I'll tell you why is this so. Narrow lumen. Here, lumen is narrow. Reason to bear the pressure, because the blood flows in the arteries with a great force, because the pumped blood used to comes in the arteries, right? So to adjust the pressure created by the heart, the walls used to be thicker, and that is why walls are thicker, so their lumens are narrow, and by this way it carries the blood to the different parts of the body. And I told you the third part of it is capillaries. These capillaries are one cell thin, and thickness is about to 1 cell. They are highly permeable. Transportation and plants. Children, as we have blood vessels to carry the blood from one body organ to the other body organ. In the same way, plants have also vascular system, and their vessels name are xylem and phloem. So, the substance used to travel in the xylem and in the phloem. Traveling of substance, not traveling actually, transportation of substance in the xylem is normally transportation, but when we talk about the movement of food, transportation of food in the blood vessels, then it is called translocation. So with the term phloem, you have to keep in your mind that whenever you are going to talk about the phloem, you are not using the term transportation, you are using the term translocation. Now, xylem carries water from the soil to the leaves to the top of the trees, so that plants can get water and do the process of photosynthesis, can regulate their body temperature, and can do the process of transpiration. And phloem carries the synthesized food from the leaves to the rest body parts of the plant. You know, if green parts of the plant only can synthesize their food. So that's why wherever dead cells are there, or wherever the non-green parts of the plants are there, like root doesn't do photosynthesis, but root requires energy, right? So the leaves synthesize the foods, and from the leaf, the foods transfer from the leaf to the roots of the plant, or to the tips, new shoots of the plant. So this is what distribution of the food from the leaves to the rest part of the plant body is called location, and this whole process occurs through the process of phloem. That means xylem carries water, and I have told trick also that xylem carries gel and phloem carries food. Here, from the soil, you know that soils are rich with the minerals, and the soils contain water. So the combination of minerals and water is called cell sap. And this sap used to diffuse through the root hairs and reach to the roots of the plant. Then it enters in the xylem vessels, and through the xylem vessels, this mineral-rich water reaches to the leaves of the plant, to the other part of the plant, wherever water requirement is there. And then by the process of photosynthesis, in the process of transpiration, when water loss occurs, then this starts creating force on the root, so that the root absorbs more and more water. Here I have 4 kinds of tissues, but out of 4, the 2 are active, which carries the water, xylem vessels and tracheids, right? And here the root get diffused the water from here. So the water from the soil diffuses into the root. So there is the process of diffusion, right? There is the process of osmosis too, and like this, the water from the higher concentration area to lower concentration area moves through the xylem vessels and reaches to the plant's body. Fine. We want to introduce with the term phloem. Phloem carries food from the synthesized area, means leaf, to the next area of the body. Now phloem used to run overall in the body. That means it works against the gravity or towards the gravity. It's very dirty. In the xylem vessels, the movement is against the gravity, but phloem runs in both directions. Means it provides food to the top of the plant, to the root of the plant. So it is what if phloem runs in both the direction, where xylem runs in one direction, or it runs against the gravity. And left with the last topic, guttation. Guttation means sweating in the plants. Children, as we sweat, so like that plant also sweat, right? Here in guttation, sometimes you see the drops of the water at the edge of the leaves. These tiny drops of water are basically the excess water which used to collect in the leaf, and leaf used to sweat it out. So the process of removing excess water out from the plants is called guttation. To complete all the topics related to this part, But still, if you are finding any difficulties to understand, so you can contact me, and rest explanation whatever you have found. If you want in the hard copy, so you have to write the notes provided by me. Thank you.